I have a little herb garden out back, and I just got my first larger harvest, and I have lots of delicious herbs that I want to use. So I think I'm gonna make a lemon herb chicken meatball. Maybe with like a cream sauce over some orzo. I think that sounds divine. I have a ton of thyme, fresh lemon thyme, parsley, some nice sage. It smells like Thanksgiving. Into the meatballs, chicken, lemon zest, garlic. It's gonna be good. We can get it together. Yeah. I usually like my meatballs fried, fully cooked on the stove, but I do not feel like making a mess today, so I'm gonna bake them. We'll see how this goes. I usually don't bake my Oven's ready. I usually don't bake my meatballs. I love it when it has like a crunchy crust, but we'll see what happens. It's preheating to 400 right now. I don't have a recipe for this. I'm kind of making it up as I go, so I will try my best to make sure I write down some ingredients down below, but it's a meatball. Just throw whatever you want into it. Let's start. Let's prep the herbs first. I just cut them in strips. Little pieces. Give them a chop. Now for my thyme, which is what I want to be, I think, the main flavor in here. These stems aren't very strong. I just like to try to go backwards so that the leaves just come right off, but if you got a flimsier stem, not as thick, might not work as well, but just get the little leaves off. Also, I've decided that I need a beverage while I prepare my dinner. Raspberry, rose, poppy. It tastes like cranberry ginger ale, or raspberry ginger ale, I guess. So good, gotta have it. I was not sure about how to bake these meatballs since I don't bake them at all. I just fry them. So I asked my mom. She said 350, check them at like 40 minutes, but I feel like that seems like a long time. I don't know now. This is gonna be an experiment. I'll let you know what happens, I guess. We're gonna meet in the middle. I just lowered my oven to 375. Thyme, I'm going to leave these whole. Lots of parsley. Don't want any of these stems though, so I'm gonna pick them off. Isn't this fun? This all came from the garden. Give it a roll and a good chop. Nothing too serious, rough chop will do it. Pound of ground chicken. This is a mixture of white and dark meat. You can just do this yourself. I just didn't have any thawed chicken, but if you want to, just throw some chicken into like a food processor, blend it up, ground chicken. In here goes my herbs. Boop. I meant to do this earlier, but I have forgotten, so I usually like to use like a good sourdough bread, tear it off and soak it in some milk, throw it in the meatballs, but I didn't have any bread, so I'm gonna use some panko. I'm just gonna put a little milk in here, just soak it up a little bit. Helps them get a little soft. You don't have to do this. You can put it all in here if you want to, but I just like to do this. I'm gonna let this sit just for a little bit. A bunch of lemon zest. I have a couple of my garlic pucks that I froze. I'm just gonna smash them in there. Lots of garlic. Measure with your heart. A beaten egg. A lot of black pepper. Some kosher salts. Clean hands. You can do this with a fork, obviously, or something, but I feel like your hands just do it better. Gonna add my little breadcrumb mixture. Sheet tray lined with aluminum foil, a little bit of olive oil. Got my little cookie scoop. This is a 2 tablespoon measure. And I'm just gonna scoop and drop. I hope that these don't stick. I'm nervous, but we'll see. We'll see if we have a disaster on our hands. And I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm having dinner, but I'm also gonna store pretty much almost all of these in the freezer. So that'll be a great thing to pull out of the freezer when I don't want to cook. Just reheat these. Done. Got 25 meatballs here. Do you know how much it pains my heart to have this weird little straggler right here in beautiful rows of 4? But that's okay, it'll get eaten. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven, 375 right now. I'm gonna check them at like 15-20 minutes, see how they're doing, and then I might flip them and then cook them all the way through. We'll see. Experiment time. I feel as though I am not a happy camper right now. Some of them, well, okay, so the issue was they stuck. My fear came true, they stuck to the pan. All the good crunchy stuff on most of these ripped off with the pan. I did get some that are, look at that. I do enjoy this, but I don't enjoy this. So what I'm gonna do, I believe these are all done and cooked. They smell delicious. I'm gonna throw them into like a hot pan for a quick little flash in the pan, just to get some crunchiness on these, because that's how I want my meatballs. Much better. Good old faithful, trusty pan. Brown these up on most of the sides, at least better than they were. So those are my meatballs. Down goes my orzo that I made a nice little just cream sauce, which was just heavy cream, garlic, lemon zest, thyme. Just put that on a simmer until it was a little thicker, and then I just poured it into my orzo. So delicious. Some meatballs. Maybe a little cream sauce on the extra there. Some flaky salts, a little bit of some Parmesan cheese. Oh, this was also in the cream sauce. Dinner. Some lemon herb chicken meatballs over creamy orzo. Beautiful. Get you a better look. I mean, excuse me, restaurant. These little meatballs cooked all the way through. Look at the inside of those. Herbs throughout everything. Now I have to try it all in one bite. One bite, everyone knows the rules. That is unbelievable. I have done something. The meatballs are so good, so herby. The lemon just like really kicks it in there for you. This orzo, so good. Everything goes so well together. This would be really good with Brussels sprouts or broccoli or string beans too, but I couldn't be bothered with a vegetable today. And this was so easy, other than them sticking to the pan. Next time I'm doing them on the stovetop, no matter what, I guess I'll just clean up the mess, but they're really, really good. You have to try this, and I know you will love it because this tastes so good. It's so easy to make. Enjoy.